How's it going? I hope everyone is doing well. Whenever you see this, day or night, and wherever you are in the world. So this is going to be a general reading for Leo for June 15th through June 30th. Hold on one second. I just want to try. I hate looking at the top of that frame, you guys. I should just take that picture down. Yep, I think that's what I'll do next time. So I don't have to keep trying to fit my head in this little section. Okay, anyway, I got a big head. I don't know. Hopefully with some good stuff in there. Not all good, but anyway. Yeah, so I hope everyone is doing well. It's general reading for Leo, right? So it can cover anything like love, work, friends, family, health, etc. So always take it how it resonates for you if it does. And then I always encourage everyone to, if you haven't already, get your own free birth chart online. Even if you don't know the exact time, you can still get a pretty detailed one without your birth time. And then find out your other placements. For instance, like what's your sun, moon, rising, Venus signs. Okay, so always feel free to check out the other zodiac videos on my channel. Okay, so this might resonate for you even if you're not a sun, rising, moon, or Venus Leo. So always keep that in mind as well. And yeah, we're going to get into your reading in just a moment here. I've shuffled all your cards as I usually do ahead of time. But I also wanted to do a little bit something different I've been doing lately on the videos. I had to take a break for a day or two or even more because I didn't have power all day one day, and then just other life stuff was happening. So I'm happy to be back. It wasn't, part of the plan, but it actually coincided with the eclipse. So, I've been reading all these different things like you're not supposed to manifest things on the eclipse and you're not supposed to make money on the eclipse. And I was like, whatever, it's different for every person. I don't identify with that. And then the universe is like, you're not going to have any powers. So there you go. So that was made for me. But anyway, we got power now. We're back. So today is the 12th. And when I'm filming this, right, even though it's the 15th to the 30th. So yesterday, Leo, and I hopefully I mentioned it in your last reading, the reading that went up to the 15th, Mars moved from Cancer into Leo yesterday, okay? So, Mars rules, Aries, and Mars is about passion and anger and temper and fire and all this other stuff. But so that might be some significance for some of you guys. You might be really happy. I know since I'm the fire sign, and I do have a lot of Cancer in my chart, I was kind of like, yesterday started to feel more of like a relief of like, oh, okay, I've had enough of Cancer right now. So as far as the intense, deep emotions that Cancer brings up sometimes. So anyway, always feel free to let me know, guys, if, this Mars in Leo is going to bring up anything for you. And then what I was going to start to say before we get into your reading too, is that I've been going over a little bit of a couple transits that have been going on for everybody during this time from the 15th to the 30th. So I'll just kind of talk about that for a quick second here. So one of the first things that's happening is on June 17th, we have the first quarter moon, right? So it's kind of building up to the full moon, which is going to be in Capricorn on June 24th, okay? But then we're going to, go back in between what happens before the 24th as well. So Jupiter is going on retrograde on June 20th. It's also Father's Day for some people if they care, just putting it out there. It's also the start of the summer solstice, the highest point of the year, the height of summer. Some people celebrate the solstice too. And it's also the same day that the sun enters into Cancer. So then it'll be Cancer season starting June 20th, okay? So just wanted to talk about that for a second. So when Jupiter goes retrograde, a lot of retrogrades, especially Mercury retrograde, that we're still in, actually that ends on June 22nd, but I'll talk more about that in a second. Anytime a planet goes in retrograde, it's not always all bad. It just means whatever that planet represents, maybe those things don't go in the same powerful way they would if the planet was going direct. It could talk about going over things from the past that you maybe started when the planet was direct, and now the planet's retrograde. You have to go back over certain themes. Could be people coming back from the past or all that kind of stuff. Or it just means there's something of significance there. Again, it depends on everybody. Is kind of just a general thing here. But what else? Yeah, so Jupiter represents, okay, so also Jupiter rules Sagittarius and Pisces. So it represents travel, education, wealth, religion, law, and just freedom and exploration, okay? So it could be saying on the retrograde when it starts that there'll be possibly some issues with travel, or you could be going back to somewhere you already traveled to. Again, you always take how it resonates. Maybe something with education, with religion, law, that kind of thing, okay? And so possibly something to do with wealth or finances. I think it said in one of the websites I was reading, they like quote it as like big wealth, okay? So it's like stocks, not, I don't think like everyday kind of money. It's like a bigger kind of money. So it could have something to do with, finances of the stock market, or I have no idea because I don't follow that stuff. But I just wanted to, mention it briefly. Okay, so then moving forward, right, we have Mercury goes direct on June 22nd. I was saying in some of the other videos too, when I talk about these transits and just in general, anytime a planet goes backwards, retrograde, or forwards, you can feel it at different times ahead of time. So you can have like the pre-shadow and then the post-shadow. Excuse me. And so for some of you, since today is already the 12th, you could already start feeling Mercury suddenly starting to slowly go direct, even though some people might not feel the full directness of Mercury direct until like July, or some people it will be the end of June, or some people might not be till August. Like it all depends, okay? Anyway, going forward, because I don't want to take too much on this. If people don't like this, I don't know, always feel free to let me know in the comments down below. And then June 24th, Saturn sextiles Chiron. So Saturn deals with like responsibilities, getting serious about different things. And so when it sextiles Chiron, Chiron is the wounded healer, or just general healing. Okay. I also have a Chiron candle on my website. But anyway, they could say that there could be some healing or more compassionate energy around getting serious about something, or responsibilities, new responsibilities you have, or old responsibilities, or cutting back on your responsibilities, or getting more responsibilities. So there's a nice like healing energy there too. Okay, and the very last thing I'm going to say, and then put this notebook away, is on June 25th, Neptune goes into retrograde. Okay, so Neptune rules Pisces as well. It's the guy of the sea in the Greek stuff. Rules dreams, the underworld, illusion, confusion, magical, enchanting energy. And then on the other side of it, drugs and alcohol, that kind of thing. So just, when it goes into retrograde again, it could be those things aren't felt as strongly as they normally would be. So your dreams could be possibly a little less intense, but I can't remember right now offhand. I think Pluto is still in retrograde. I'll have to check. And so Pluto also rules dreams and the underworld and that kind of stuff. Similar to like Neptune energy, but a little different. So yeah, there could be, again, stuff with like illusion, confusion. When I talk about the moon card in the tarot is the Pisces card, right? So there's a coat rack, and at night when all the lights are off, the coat rack looks like a person or a monster or whatever. But then when the light is on, you're like, okay, it's just a coat rack. So it could be that once Neptune goes back into direct forward motion after this retrograde, that things could be like coming together where there was still some illusion or confusion around something, and then you get more of that clarity when Neptune starts to go direct. Or it could be the opposite. Again, it really depends on everyone's unique situation and the person. Okay. But yeah, so just wanted to briefly talk about those things. But let's get into your reading here, because I think I put, actually is in the description box, below, I have a website that goes through all the astrology of this year, so starting from January all the way to December. So in case you want to look at past stuff or future stuff. And then I also have, I think one or two, or maybe even three, I can't remember, astrologers who are on YouTube or have like a podcast or a website. So, I'm not an astrologer, but I know like a little something. So I just wanted to share. But again, I'm not like an expert on that. So, anyway, let's do a quick sound bell here for some general grounding for your reading and healing. So, if you want to, you can take a deep breath in and out, or you can just listen to. Okay, Leo. Let's get into your reading. All right. I'll just put this over here. And just put my stuff a little more center here. Okay. All right. Get my timer. There we go. So, Leo, let's see what we have for you. All right. Oh, I also wanted to say that we're going to start with your first main 6 cards here. If you've watched me before, you know. So if you're coming back, welcome. And if you're new, welcome too. And then we get into your confirmation cards on the end and kind of like what's on the top and the bottom of each deck here for you. But so the first row here in the main 6 is energy starting around June 15th. It can be a little bit before, a little bit after, going through that week and that weekend. And then the last row here is energy of the last week and weekend till about the end of the month, like June 30th. Okay, but not exact. All right. So you have Queen of Sacred Circles upright, or also known as Queen of Pentacles upright, Temperance in reverse, Four of Swords upright, the Fool upright, 6 of Staves or 6 of Wands upright, and 10 of Cups in reverse. All right. So here, Leo, this is a beautiful card to start your reading off with. Also wanted to say that if this is not your energy, Leo, again, as always, it could be energy of the person or people or organization you're dealing with, or just energy in your general environment or surroundings, okay? But either way, it's really nice energy here with the Queen of Sacred Circles, or also known as Queen of Pentacles upright. So this is a very abundant energy. This deck too that I'm using in the main 6 is the Ancestral Path Tarot. And so it has Native American, it has Japanese, Celtic, medieval, all sorts of different cultures. I can't remember everything right now. Egyptian, African, yeah. So anyway, just kind of cool to see how, these cards, right, the tarot that it's represented are shown differently in every, different kind of deck here. But in this depiction with the Queen of Sacred Circles or Queen of Pentacles upright, this is the Native American kind of grandmother figure here. And she's looking over this young child, this baby, right? And the moon is in the background, okay? And so again, this is a very abundant energy. It's a confident energy. She has a lot of support around her, resources around her. She has everything that she needs. People also look up to her. They come to her for wisdom and advice, just like they would a queen, right? And also in this card, the way it's shown is like she's very nurturing, right? So sometimes in some of the other imagery, and it kind of just depends, of course, but the queen is shown, or people expect her to be really stern and kind of cold, but that's not always true, right? Every person is different, okay? So I like this depiction here. It's just a very nurturing energy here with the baby. And it also could talk about being open to dealing with children, or if it's not actual children, it could be like a youthful childlike energy that is around you that actually makes you even more abundant and wise during this time, okay, for you, Leo. So that's really nice. Now, your second card here is the Temperance in reverse. So this can say a couple different things, of course, since it is a general reading. Excuse me. So when the Temperance is in reverse, this talks about some type of imbalance. It could be saying that in some way, maybe midweek for you, okay, right, the week of June 15th, something throws you out of balance, or your emotions aren't in balance in some way, or you're lacking patience, okay, because the Temperance card also represents patience. Or again, if it's not you lacking patience, Leo, oh, I see the camera's fuzzy, it'll come back in a second anyway. It could be someone else who's lacking some type of patience here with the Temperance card in the reverse position here, Leo. Okay. It could also be you're having a hard time, balancing your responsibilities in the 3D world, the material world, right? And your spiritual side, or your conscious, subconscious side, that kind of thing, okay? But it doesn't last forever, so just, there's some good stuff coming up here too, so hold on. Okay, so then we're going to get into what's on the top and the bottom of one of your decks in just one second, but I want to talk about your third card here first. So your third card is the Four of Swords upright. Okay, so this is talking about, or the energy of this card is some type of confusion, overthinking, anxiety, worry in some way. Okay, and you see here this Japanese woman, and she's almost trying to bury the swords in the ground. That's what it looks like to me here. And there's some people in the background. It looks like she's in the temple. But anyway, it doesn't really necessarily matter where she's at, right? I just like to describe the card for some people who aren't watching and they're listening, okay? But yeah, this is just, could talk about not wanting to come out of some type of confusion, anxiety, or worry, because it's easier to try to mask it or bury it or deal with it later. But, it usually will come back out anyway. So I'll just say that. But let's talk about, before we go forward, what was on the top and the bottom of your Llewellyn deck here. So this is the one with the yellow border. So this is energy from the recent past that could still be lingering around, and why certain cards have come up, okay? So in the recent past, you have Five of Cups upright, and you have the Star upright. So this is saying, Leo, in the recent past, you could have had a hard time focusing on the positive as well as the negative, right? So you're only focusing on the negative possibly in some way, or the person you're dealing with, or your general environment, okay? And not realizing there were still cups that were upright. There were still people or situations that could be helpful to you that were around, okay? But then despite that, in the past, you were really trying to find your hope and inspiration for the future with the Star card upright, okay? And you were trying to be open to the universe, which is beautiful, and kind of ask for help, whether it's from the universe or other people or both, right? Okay, so this is just kind of, could be why, with the Five of Cups in the past upright, this Four of Swords is here, or even this Temperance card, since it is right above the Temperance card, okay? So, right, so a balance of like knowing that there are good things in life and then there's bad things. There's both, okay? So it's a balance between the two. Oh no, come on, camera. Let's see, maybe we'll focus. There we go. All right. There's that balance, okay? The lack of balance. But you're going to get it again, so don't worry, Leo. All right. So then moving forward here, your fourth card is the Fool upright. So this is a nice energy. It talks about taking a risk or a leap of faith. It talks about examining your ego. Do you care what other people think? What do you think of yourself? All those kind of things, okay? But it is really about trust and taking some type of leap of faith, or like, right, you haven't done it yet, but you're thinking about it and you're right on the cusp of it. And this could be more towards that last week of June here, okay? But how it's shown in this card, it's interesting. I don't even know if this like relates to a culture per se, because it looks more like a modern thing here, but it's one of the really cool Fool cards I've seen before. So it's actually a tarot reader, right? And she's holding a card that actually is, you can't see it unless the camera focuses, really tiny too. It's actually a card again of her doing the same gesture. And then of course you have the mirror in the background. So that talks about ego, identity. Do you care how people see you? How do you see yourself? Do you want to make this leap of faith? You know, is it worth abandoning what other people think about you, or their opinions about you, or your own opinions about yourself, kind of thing? All right. But it's really nice positive energy though, and it is for momentum, and it's really nice, especially to come after the Four of Swords energy that you had earlier. Okay. So it looks like though, Leo, whatever this leap of faith is, this trusting, right, this forward momentum, it looks like it will be successful, okay? Because in your fifth card here is the Six of Staves in the upright position, also known as the Six of Wands upright. So this is all about possible celebrations, celebratory energy, okay, moving forward, right, having a lot of support around you, just really nice energy here, okay? Now, before we keep going forward, I want to step back a little bit and talk about what was on the top and the bottom of your other deck here. Well, actually, I think I'm supposed to wait. No, that's okay. I'll do it now because I already said it. It's okay. It kind of goes with some of your confirmation cards anyway. I was trying to be like, wait, is that right? Okay, so what is on the top and the bottom, again, that's past energy, why certain cards came out and why certain energy might still be lingering around. You have King of Swords upright on the top, and you have the High Priestess in reverse on the bottom. So in the recent past, you could have been having a lot of mental clarity. People saw you like larger than life. You were in control of your emotions in a lot of ways, but maybe you did it too much, because then you have the High Priestess kind of in the reverse here. So that talks about not embracing your intuition or your inner knowing, okay? And so, or it could be, if it's not that, it could be not letting your creativity out too, since the High Priestess is a very creative card, or not feeling all the way in your power, or not feeling all the way creative about something, okay? So just kind of, keep that in mind too. Now, going forward, your last card here is the Ten of Cups in reverse. So the cups represent emotional fulfillment, contentment, what makes you happy. And when it's in reverse, it's you're not feeling happy about something, or you're not totally fulfilled about something. It could also be that 10, since normally 10 is a completion number, that you could have been on the edge of a ending and a new beginning, and you or somebody else, possibly, it doesn't have to be you, Leo, wasn't ready to keep going with that ending and new beginning. So that could be another reason why, the Ten of Cups is in the reverse. It could be like self-sabotage as far as leveling up in some way, since it is a 10, right? If it like relates to work stuff, or even a relationship, or however you take it, okay? But I really feel like with this 10 of Cups, let me show you the card here too for reference. This is how it looks right side up. So there's the castle and the rainbow in the background, and some people that are ready to party and cross the bridge and go to the castle, okay? But again, it came out reversed for you. So with this Ten of Cups in reverse, Leo, along with the King of Swords that we talked about upright, and the High Priestess in reverse from your recent past, like I said, you could have taken too much emotion out, or someone took too much emotion out to try to like remain level-headed in some way. But it wasn't the best thing to do, because you still need to trust yourself first, and your intuition, your inner light, your inner guidance, all of that, okay? And you kind of need to pair it with the logic, okay, or the intellectual side, because we need both, right? So Again, that's just energy from the past. It could be influencing a little bit around still. Okay, so moving forward, let's get into your confirmation cards. Oh, wait, and one more thing, Leo. You actually had one additional, instead of 6 cards in the main spread, you got 7. So sometimes that happens, right? So I asked my guys if they wanted it to be on the board, and they said yes here. So your 7th card here is the 4 of Staves upright or the 4 of Wands upright. And so this is an energy of a possible celebration, okay? It could also be about some type of communication that's going to come in, or a union, okay? So it could be union with different parts of yourself, union with a romantic partner, union with a work partnership, a deeper level of a union with friends or family, however it resonates for you. Okay, but you see these people are talking and they're really comfortable here in this Egyptian scene, and there's the wine and the fruit and stuff on the table. Okay, so when this came out right after your 10 of Cups in the reverse, I feel like the more that you get comfortable, Leo, with whatever those emotions or intuition was telling you that you put off, or your creativity was telling you that you put off more to the side because you were trying to remain logical, the more comfortable you are with exploring those things and keeping that communication open within yourself and with others, that it'll bring more abundance to you too. Okay. All right, now the confirmation cards, because I forgot that one. Sorry, the cards are like sticking in my hands and in my arms. Sorry. Okay, so your first confirmation card is the 6 of Swords upright. Your second one is Knight of Swords in reverse, and your last one is 5 of Swords in reverse. Okay, so we're gonna go in order here. Let me move these out of the way. Okay, so when the 6 of Swords upright is confirming the Queen of Sacred Circles or Queen of Pentacles upright and the Fool card upright, this is basically saying how that even though you're very abundant during this time, at the beginning of around the week of June 15th, or you're around someone who's very abundant and there's this nurturing energy, this feeling like you have a lot of support around you. There's also a youthful energy that's helping balance things with you. And you want to take this leap of faith or have this trust to make something different in the future. There is movement. Like I said, maybe you haven't done the Fool yet, right? Because it is in the second week, or maybe towards the end. It is towards the end of the month, but it could even be like July, right? Timing isn't everything, or isn't precise. I mean, as far as in the tarot. But there's this movement. Okay, so you see these 3 people on the boat in the 6 of Swords upright. Okay, so there is movement, but the swords are still down. Okay, so the swords represent the mental anxiety, confusion, overthinking, okay, worry, all of that. And then the person that's rowing the boat is behind them. So there could be, for some of you, and again, this is energy from the recent past, where you didn't trust someone all the way, or there was some type of energy of even betrayal, perhaps, because they have their backs towards him. Okay, but they're still moving forward here. All right. Now, your second confirmation card is the Knight of Swords in the reverse, okay? So this is a little bit of stagnant energy. It is a possible communication that was put on hold, didn't come through, or wasn't well received either by you or by someone else or by the universe. It could have been a medium-sized opportunity that didn't come through yet, or was put on hold, or wasn't well received. And this is, again, energy from the recent past, okay? So when this Knight of Swords is in reverse, and it's confirming the Temperance in reverse and the 6 of Staves or 6 of Wands upright, it's just basically saying, Leo, that the more you strive to have this balance within yourself and more patience within yourself, okay, for this message to come through, whether, again, it's from another person to you or you to them, or from the universe coming to you, right? Opportunity. The more that you balance yourself and work on yourself and have patience, then that will come in faster and you'll have less stagnant energy. Okay. And it looks like you are able to do that in some way, right? Like we already talked about towards the second week here. Um, it's almost like you move forward, you take a couple steps back, you move forward, 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 and then you take a couple steps back and then you move forward again. But everything is divine timing and for a reason, I do believe. And so there are important lessons that sometimes we have to learn or relearn or whatever it may be to move forward in the right way. Okay. But yeah, so when the Six of Staves or Six of Wands in the upright position, and it's confirming the Knight of Swords in reverse, it's just basically saying that you have a lot of support around you, okay, whether it's friends, family, both, like whatever, or one or the other, okay. There are people that want you to succeed, okay. There is forward momentum in your life. There's going to be reasons to celebrate or celebratory energy. Yes, right on the bell there. And so the more that you get into this, also, like I feel like the Six of Wands or Six of Staves is also a very grateful energy. The more that you're in that grateful energy and tell the universe, thank you for what I already have, then it can bring in more of that in the future and let go of that stagnant energy. Okay. And then your last confirmation card is the Five of Swords in reverse, and that's actually how you want to see that card. I'll show you in just one moment. And it's actually kind of confirming these last three cards here, since we had that extra one. So the Four of Swords upright, the Ten of Cups in reverse, and the Four of Staves or Four of Wands upright. So for reference, to show you how it is when it's right side up, this Five of Swords is this woman in the foreground. She's holding three swords, and in the background there's two people that have walked away and they've thrown each one of their swords on the ground. So this is an energy, right, in the past that you've come over, because yours was reversed, but I'm just kind of saying what it means in general. First is this competitive energy, this excuse me, not focusing enough on the present moment. So being too caught up in the past or the future. Also competitive energy within yourself, a very defensive energy, not knowing when you've won, okay, and just possibly trying to take on too much, okay, when it's right side up, just to show you there, all right? But yours came out in reverse, and that's how you want to see that card. So that's very good, Leo. Okay, so when it's confirming, right, your last three cards here, the Four of Swords, and this is the Five of Swords. You had in the past the Four of Swords upright, so you were trying to bury things. Remember, we were talking about she's burying the sand. She's trying to mask her anxiety, worry, overthinking, okay, not wanting to deal with it in the first week possibly. But then there's something that comes to in the future and the past that says, no, I'm ready to deal with whatever that is and put it in proper balance and not stress out about those things. So that is good, and focus more again on the present moment. Okay. And then when this Five of Swords in reverse is also confirming the Ten of Cups in reverse, it's saying if you're not happy or content about something, or you're not leveling up or embracing any endings or new beginnings, it's because, again, you could be stuck in the past or too stuck in the future. And so it's reminding you, and you already know this because you're coming into that energy of focusing more on the present moment, not being so defensive, giving yourself a pat on the back when you did accomplish something or did win something, and also being, less defensive with other people and with yourself. So gentle and kinder to yourself and others. Okay. And this keeps sticking to me. And then your last one here, Leo, is the Four of Staves or the Four of Wands upright. Okay, and it's also confirmed by the Five of Swords in reverse. So these cards are so complementary together, right? These are your last two cards. So the moment that you start focusing on the present moment, you let all that anxiety go, overthinking, and you let the defensiveness down, and you're gentler with yourself and others, okay, then you can be more relaxed and have this type of communication with others, or this union with others, whatever it may be, okay. This celebratory energy, feeling more support around you, just for momentum, abundance, all of those things. Okay, so that is beautiful, Leo. All right. So that is your message as far as the tarot, but I have also pulled for you really quickly your oracle messages here in case you want those too. So your first one is the goose card. Here's the cute goose. And it says, take time to rest and recuperate rather than continuing your striving. Okay, so that may be a message for some of you guys during this time. And I'm hoping it'll focus there. Yeah, if you're interested, you can always look up to the shamanic meaning of power animal of the goose and see if there's anything else you might want to use that as a resource during this time for you. All right, so you can always look into that too. And then your second oracle card, Leo, whether you're watching for romantic reasons or platonic love or self-love, your love oracle message is, this could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. All right. Focus here. If it is romantic, then that's exactly what that means, right? Maybe you overlooked somebody or don't see them in a certain way, but maybe it's telling you to give them a second look possibly. Or if it's with friends or family, same thing. Maybe there's somebody in your family or your friend circle that you said, oh, I'm not like them, or oh, I don't want to do that with them in this way, but then maybe you're like, oh, we're more similar than I realized, or oh, like it's actually different. Okay, that's just an example. And then if it's with different parts of yourself, then it could just be, yeah, that you are the one, you are your own romantic partner, or not romantic partner, you are your own best friend, or what's the answer? What is the answer? What is the that famous quote? I can't remember it now. I think it's the poet Rumi quote, or Remy, however you say it. It's like something, I'm going to butcher this, but it's something like, I'm just going to summarize it because I think I've said it before, but all the answers you seek, like out in the universe, or why am I here, or why did this happen, they're all within yourself, basically. So I kind of messed that up, but you can hopefully get what I'm saying. All right. And then Leo, your last oracle message here, and I looked up the little sentence for you ahead of time. And I don't know if I'm saying this right because it says it's a Welsh word. Okay, so I don't know if it's hearth, Hiraeth, but you see this person in the card and they're on top of this mountain and there's clouds all around them in space, but it says longing for home, homesick for the stars. Okay, so it's really pretty imagery here, and this is Rebecca Campbell. So it's a Welsh word that's difficult to translate, but it refers to a certain longing or homesickness, a yearning for a place or home to which we cannot return. Okay, this unexplainable, unshakable longing for home is comic in star seeds and old souls. Perhaps you've had it since birth. And in the little question it says, I'm not going to read the whole thing for you, but it says, how can you commit more fully to your life? All right. So again, you can always look this up too. This is Rebecca Campbell, Star Seeds Oracle. And you can probably find more about that card in more detail if you want. Let's see if it's going to focus again on the ring. There we go. Kind of. Come on, camera. There we go. Okay, I'm going to try not to move. So thank you guys so much, as always, for your support and for your likes and for your shares. And you've already subscribed. That's so nice. Thank you so much. And if you want to, it is free. You can just click on the bottom bell icon and make sure that it's blue and active, and it just notifies you when I put out new videos. What else was I going to say? Oh, yes, I forgot to say in the beginning of the reading, but If you want to see a picture of all these cards here, I'm going to post it in a little bit under the reading on my Facebook page in case you want to look at it later or just check it out. It will be there just in case. So if you want to do that, you can just click in the description box below and follow the instructions there to get to my Facebook page. I'm trying to think if there was something else. I think that was it. I guess that is it. Sorry, guys. No. Cleo, come here. It's a package. No. Get over right now. Get over here. Sorry, guys. I got a package. So exciting. Oh my God. It's probably something really stupid. Nothing that exciting. Maybe, but probably not. So anyway, guys, I'll let you guys go. So thank you so much as always. I hope you take care. I'll take a little bit of a break here and then hopefully come back. Who am I doing next? Oh, Virgo. Yes. Since I already did Cancer ahead of time, I'm trying to go in the traditional order this time of the signs, but I did Cancer earlier because they're coming up into Cancer season. So we did Leo, and then we already did Cancer. So the next one's Virgo. So if you want to join me there, that's awesome. It might resonate for you as well too. So yeah, always feel free to, guys, to let me know in the comments down below if this reading resonated for you. Also, if you have any suggestions about what you guys might want to see for future readings, because after the Mercury Retrograde is direct, I'm going to start trying to experiment with a couple different things. So always feel free to, I'm always open for suggestions, so feel free to let me know if you want to. But anyway, I'll see you guys in a little while. All right, thank you. Bye.